Miss Hobart again. I am going to start my informative speech, but first I want to introduce my audience. First we have Mackenzie, then we have my mother, Miss Chorba, and then we have Rachel Crosby. Let's see you.
Yeah.
And my informative speech is basketball. The first topic I'm going to talk about is the basketball history. It's very fascinating, actually. It was invented by a guy named James Naismith. He was a YMCA coach, and it was at this training school. He wanted to get the kids active in indoor sports because in Springfield, Massachusetts, where they were, it was very cold in the winter, so they needed an indoor sport. So he decided, he grabbed a soccer ball and he put 2 peach baskets, one on one side of the court and one on the other. And he had the kids grab the ball and try to make the soccer ball into the basket. This became so popular that it spread nationwide. The YMCA movement in 1893 spread it everywhere. It was in Texas, it was in Oklahoma, it was nationwide. And then it got so popular that it was introduced in the Berlin Olympics in 1936. Naismith was actually flown so he could watch his sport become like amazing. And now the rules of basketball. Basically it's pretty easy. You have a basketball and you have 2 nets. You have 2 teams, and they're both fighting to win. You have 5 players on the court at a time for each team. And then you have to take the ball and you have to dribble. You cannot run with the ball, so you can't pick it up and you can't take more than 2 steps while holding the ball. You may throw the ball in any direction, left, right, up, down, anyway, as long as you make it to the other team. You have to hold it in between your hands. You can't hold it between your legs. It's not feet. It's just hands. And then you have 4 8-minute quarters. So you have 8 minutes. You have like a minute break in between 8 minutes. Then you have halftime, which is about 10 minutes. And then you have third quarter, 8 minutes. And then you have a minute in between. And then you have fourth quarter, 8 minutes. And then you're done. And then the coaches may take timeouts. The coaches have a 30-second timeout, and then they have a minute timeout, so they can just get their team back together, get their head straight in case the other team got too many points or something like that. Then you have the point system. Every basket above the 3-point line is a 2 points, so a layup, a jump shot, off the glass, anything like that. And then once you get behind the arc, which is the 3-point line, then it counts as 3. Doesn't matter if you're behind half court or anything, it's still a 3-point shot. And then you go to the foul line if you get fouled, and those are 1 point. Then you have the defensive side, which you cannot foul, like slapping, hitting, tripping, anything like that. You can't physically harm the opponent. That would be a foul, and you could either get ejected from the game, or you have to sit out for a little while. Then you can, on defense, you can steal the ball. So as long as you don't hit the actual opponent and you just hit the ball, that's how you can steal it and take it to your goal. And it may be batted in any direction as long as you're not intentionally trying to hit somebody with it. And finally, I just wanted to have a few basketball terms. Blocking, where you block the ball into your opponent's face or out of bounds. Charging is where you hold your hands out like this if you're a girl, like that if you're a boy. And you take a charge so that your person who's dribbling the ball comes at you, you just stand still and you fall. That's a charge. And then traveling is where you pick up the ball and you run with it without dribbling. And double dribble is where you dribble, pick up the ball, dribble again. You can't do that. And the assist is where you have the ball, you pass it your teammate shoots it and makes it, that's your assist. Dunk is where the player takes the ball and just palms it and into the basket. Mostly guys do that. There's been a few girls, but you have to be pretty tall and pretty athletic to do that. Turnover is when you take the ball and pretty much you either get it stolen by the opponent or something like that. It's not a good thing. You don't want it. And then you have offensive side of the ball and then defensive side of the ball. And that's the basic history, rules, and terms of basketball. And now I'd like to tell you about my 3 references that I chose. The first one was the official NBA website. It pretty much gave me the rules and everything for that. And then the second one was the Kansas Heritage website. It'll be on my works cited page. It gave me the history of James Naismith and everything that he did to discover basketball. And the third one was from my coach, which was Coach Dixon. She pretty much helped me wrap it all together and give me a few pointers on what I could say for the offensive side of basketball and the defensive side of basketball. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you next time you give me my persuasive speech.